back just like we said we were gonna be.
Big Penn's face.
Big Pence face. That's bro. The memes are gonna be so fucking awesome tomorrow.
Oh
Actually, it'll
man.
probably start rolling in before the end of the night. I created a little meme too. I'm gonna email that to myself, but we'll get right into it. You know what? This is what last week's debate should have been like. This was more like a presidential debate
I mean,
for the most part.
yeah. They were both very skilled debaters. Mike Pence is a very formidable dude, man. He's a very astute politician. Um, I thought he was a little short with the ammo. He went into the Green New Deal a lot. Like he had a handful of points that he just kind of repeated.
Yeah, he just
and so did
regurgitated.
Kamala, but I
Yeah.
felt like he got boxed in quicker because I just don't think that they have that much good shit to say about what they've done.
Yeah,
Um,
he just went over, just kept backtracking, going over more and more, tried to hammer it, like you said, try to hammer home the shit that still wasn't facts.
his faces are hilarious. I want to make a shirt of him. The faces of Mike Pence.
Oh my
I'm in
god.
on that. At one point, I questioned if he was one of the QAnon reptilian people, or maybe Cobra Commander, or possibly Destro without the mask. I wasn't sure from the movies. When he, his second to last little spiel, when he looked at the camera and said, "I believe with all my heart we're going to win this campaign," that was a bold-faced fucking lie. He knows his internal polling says he's down fucking 14 points. He knows that. So when he looked at the camera and said that, he might still think they're going to win, but he knows he's getting his ass handed to him. So that was kind of crazy. But I did think his last little spiel just about politics in general, I thought was pretty honest and pretty decent of him. But I mean, I want to talk about Kamala.
She we were a little worried that she would have been a little pit bullish.
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
she did a little bit, but he gave her license to because he started taking shots at her.
Yes, she was very respectful. She kept her cool the
She was
entire
measured.
time.
Yeah.
Very calm
Mm-hmm.
and responded elegantly.
Yeah.
She
didn't let him rattle her, and there were some times where you could see she took a second. She just took a breath, recomposed herself,
yeah, just so she
and then
probably
got
didn't
back
snap
on
off
track.
on him.
There was a very good discipline on both sides. Pence got a little unruly. I didn't really get what that was about. Like him, if that was him trying to please his master, or what that was. That didn't feel like him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're getting disrespectful, bro. You got Susan Page had to check him the one time. But they got past it. They got back on track, and it was a rigorous debate, man.
Yeah, just like it should have been last week.
No Trump debate is ever going to be that. It's just not, dude. He's not an issues dude. You know what I'm saying? He can't get into the weeds like that, like they can. And Joe ain't really a great speaker either. He's got the stutter. So it's just, you're not, but I mean, that doesn't mean it had to be what it was, because it was a shit show. But this was much better anyway. So we'll talk about this debate. I want to get back into the last.
Yeah. There was Kamala had a comeback for everything.
She did. She laid some nice traps for him. She definitely got her shots in. He got some shots in too. What do you think? What's the final scoring on that?
For tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, it's easily in Miss Harris' favor. Easily. I mean, Trump. Pence. Trump's puppet. Pence. He held his own. He didn't go. He didn't get disrespectful either. I mean, he was. He didn't respect the moderator. Like I said, Republicans have trouble respecting women. But
No, well, he won't even be in the same room with another woman, just like against his religious values, with his vows to his wife. So unless his wife's in the room, he can't even be alone with another woman under any circumstance.
how weird is that?
That's real. That's hardline shit. But I mean, hey, if that's how he wants to live, more power to him.
There was Yeah.
I agree. Kamala won. I wouldn't say it was a walkaway though. I thought he represented as well as he could. I would say like it felt like a 28-24 ball game to me. That's about what it felt. But I'll take the dub.
Yeah.
And at the end of the
definitely.
day, like we said, you only have a handful of opportunities to gain ground on Biden. You didn't do that tonight.
It was like I said, it went exactly how last week should have been. So it gives. I mean, it don't give me any
Yeah.
hope for next week because I mean,
No, Trump's gonna do what Trump does. Man.
yeah, Trump's gonna Trump.
If nothing else, he's predictable.
The Cheeto's gonna be cheesy.
Right.
So it's
Cheetos coming
what it
in
is,
hot and orange.
but it's gonna be a different format because it is a town hall meeting style. So they'll be talking directly to people. Questions asked from people, and he already had one before the debates himself. And
So Biden had a couple too. He actually had one on Monday. I didn't even know it was
yeah,
going
me
on.
neither.
Yeah, I missed it.
But Trump didn't handle himself very well.
They asked him some tough questions. He did not have answers.
He
for.
was not prepared, and he did a lot of sidestepping, and he did a lot of talking about shit that had nothing to do with the question that was posed to him. So
Right.
we'll see how next week goes. We'll see how the moderators change anything. I mean,
What do you guys think? Anybody at home, man?
yeah, anybody watching,
Yeah.
go ahead and chime in on the
Some
comments.
thoughts, questions.
We might not be able to see all comments. That's the thing, unless we're on our phone. If somebody starts a watch party or something like that, we can't see that watch party unless we look. That's why we need an intern to go through that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was entertaining. We had a pizza party.
Yeah, anyone that follows me on Facebook, I end up getting my fucking pizza.
But I'm looking forward next week. I'm looking forward to the Pence face memes.
The faces of Pence.
The highlight,
Big Pence.
the
face.
highlight of the night. He stole the show, or it might have been a female, but the fly that was perched upon
Yes.
Mike
How did
Pence's
we get to 20 minutes in this without talking about Flygate?
bro. The most entertaining part of the debate was when a fly landed right on Pence's head, and it was there for like 2-3 minutes.
Bro, that fly was
Just
chilling. I
chilling.
thought the fly was stuck or dead for a
So
minute.
this is it. Let me bring it up.
Of course, we got a picture because
If you
why wouldn't we?
right
We
around
sell
that
this
area,
to TMZ.
yeah, right around that area, you see that, you see the fly right now. If you can't see the fly, I'll bring it up to you so you can see it better. I made a little meme.
Oh Lord, bro.
Yeah.
This is.
There you
yeah.
go. You know what they say. Flies land on shit, and there's a fly circled, red in the red circle, and it was just posted up, shitting all on top of his head. And then what they say every time a fly lands, it shits or something like that.
I don't know.
Whatever. But there's Rich was saying something about Pence face. He had the reactions he was making when Mrs. Harris was speaking, and even though she was, we should have had the computer out so we could have been on CNN.com/fact check, But
Daniel Dale's probably on right now,
Yeah.
bro. Just.
But
going
I'm
through.
for the majority of the shit Kamala said, it was all factual based. See, that's why I knew I should have had a piece of paper. What did Pence say that we just looked at each other like, what the fuck?
About what?
Oh man.
I mean, he brought up the Green New Deal 8 times.
Yeah. Yes. It's.
And then
It was-
the 2,000 per family for the tax cut.
Oh yeah.
That was a big thing.
That was a big thing.
The first hour.
that he kept repeating and repeating. That between that, the new Green Deal, and the H1N1.
Oh yeah, the H1N1.
Well, if the H1N1 had killed as many people, well, it didn't.
Yeah, he got real hypothetical, and then
Real
and then
hypothetical.
you use a hypothetical situation and drive home a point.
Oh, he said climate change wasn't.
He called it her radical, like what, climate theories?
Yes, it's
Her
radical. Radical.
climate ideology, or I can't remember the exact phrase, but it's like, dude, climate change is radical. Like that, I told Rob, I was like, bro, that right there is where you just gotta agree to
pretty
disagree.
much-
Like if that's how you feel, bro, I just think you're wrong, and that's just how we're gonna live.
Yeah, we just gotta move around because
There's nowhere to go from there, man.
you're kind of an idiot. I mean, that's being nice.
Yeah, radical because I believe in climate science.
Yeah, it's
Hey, I've been called a radical because I fucking fight for equality and fairness. Fucking inalienable rights.
so.
Someone asked me the other day, like, where do you get the idea that you're entitled to any of that? I was like, the fucking Bill of Rights. Like, you ever read it? The fucking Constitution said some of this shit too. Like, inalienable rights, yo. I didn't make that term up. I was taught that. Oh Lord, what a world!
I'm looking forward to Tuesday now.
It's probably going to be a big letdown, dude. This was as classy and as highbrow as you're going to see in this entire campaign.
I do.
It's all downhill from here. It's going to be a fucking shit show slugfest to the finish, probably beyond.
Let's see.
Fact check.
Pence echoed fucking Trump's false claims.
He should be known as Trump's echo. I should say that.
What I just say? Fucking his puppet. Just call him his puppet. I mean, what was Trump's truthfulness on COVID? Well, we already know about that.
Yeah.
Pence claimed Trump White House has always told the truth about COVID-19. He said, "Let's talk about respecting the American people. You respect American people when you tell them the truth." That's what Harris said. Pence then interjected, which we have always done. That's false. The Trump administration has not always been truthful about the pandemic. Daniel Dale called this a whopper of a lie. That's because Trump has made hundreds of false claims during the pandemic, including false claims about his travel restrictions, COVID-19 testing, the effectiveness of the fucking, the hydroxychloroquine, the national stockpile of ventilators, amongst other things. In recent weeks, Trump even lied about lying about the virus. That's a Trumpism. Lie about the lie.
I mean, why stop at one lie?
He also has admitted in a series of interviews with the Washington Post, with Bob Woodward, that he concealed the truth threat of the coronavirus from the American public earlier this year. He said, "I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down because I don't want to create a panic." And what did Mrs. Harris say about that? That to the people who were trying to buy toilet paper.
Yeah, that's right.
The coronavirus travel restrictions. Pence claimed Trump suspended all travel from China in response to the coronavirus. That is false. While Trump did restrict travel from China, his policy was not an actual ban. It made exemptions for travel by U.S. citizens, permanent residents, many of the family members of both groups, and some others.
Yeah, so there were still a lot.
Nearly 40,000 people have flown to the U.S. from China since the restrictions went into effect in early February. There's an average of about 170 to 240 people on a plane. By 40,000, that's a lot of plane trips.
Yeah.
His coronavirus comments, it was misleading. The president said it was a hoax, Harris claimed, in criticizing the administration's downplaying the coronavirus. She's likely referring to Trump's comments during a February rally, which the Biden campaign portrayed as Trump calling the coronavirus a hoax in a September campaign ad. It was misleading, taken in totality. Check it out. Trump's comments at the February 28th rally indicate that he is deriding Democrats for attacking his performance on the coronavirus. A full 56 seconds passed between the two clips the campaign edited together. In the section of his rally speech, he began by saying that the Democrats are making everything political about the coronavirus, ridiculing the Democrats for attacking his administration performance addressing the virus. He then compared that attack to the investigation into Russian meddling, which he called that a hoax.
Yeah.
So there you go. He gets a half of one. Biden's comments on Trump coronavirus response. It needs context, so I'm not going to get into much to it because it's too much context to get into. But here's a good one. Pence said that while Joe Biden denied the Green New Deal is on their campaign website, which is true, but it needs context. So
right.
I think it's on there, but it's a framework. It's not exactly the old one, even though they say it's the same as the old one.
I'm sure he has some
Um,
elements of it on his website.
yeah. The fracking thing, Biden didn't really.
I mean, I'm not running from the Green New Deal. So
No,
that's
exactly.
yeah, I'm not going to sit here and backpedal and run from it and act like that's not what's up, because that is what's up. Like, we should be doing a lot of that shit.
It's
Should
important.
be phased in over time. And if we need new money for that shit, if it really costs $2 trillion, well, I've told you where to get the fucking money from. I keep repeating
Tax the
myself.
churches.
Tax the churches.
Hallelujah.
Repeal the Trump tax cuts. Let's get our Amazon money. Let's get our fucking Walmart money. Let's get our fucking Trump family money, because they shouldn't be paying them $750. Let's audit the Pentagon. They don't need. Listen, man. Enough with the scare tactics about the fucking Pentagon, bro.
And
We we could cut them from, what did they get, 60 billion last time? We could cut them down to 40, and we'll still dominate the world 10 times over. Like, and we'll have 20 billion to play with. I guarantee you could do it.
it's that's basically it on the fact checking for tonight. Everything played out kind of in our face. So with as far as fact checking, so that's why Mr. Dale didn't have to get too deep this time.
Yeah, Pence ain't as dramatic about the shit as Trump is.
No, not at
He
all.
just bends the shit to his favor. Like, Trump will just say some shit that just never was true at all in any way.
It's true in his mind, and in
I think he believes that if he fucking says it, he can make it true. If he just says it enough, he can almost
that's
will it to be.
that's fair. That's fair. Um, Wednesday's episode will be interesting. We'll be going over the presidential debate on Tuesday night if it happens.
Are we tackling voting tomorrow or next week?
We could spend yeah we'll do we could start getting into that if you want.
We got to get an update on Breonna Taylor too. I don't want to let that slip through the cracks.
Yes.
We got to see if there's anything to that. I'm not sure if there. I really feel like if something major was in there, it would have came out. But
Well, it's everything got kind of slowed down and buried, but
yeah,
it's we'll get into it Tuesday. Tuesday we'll get in. Well, we'll go over the presidential debate. We'll start getting into our voting. Uh, we'll do little things about getting. We'll get into voting. Each of the next few episodes before election day, and we're thinking about going live on election day. Doing a show. As the things are starting to tally, as everything closes up, as the polls start closing.
yeah.
Because what did they close it? Depends what state. I think some states open to 8. Some
Yeah,
states
well, I
open to
mean,
9.
the East Coast will close down first. I don't, we'll have to see how the night goes, but we can.
We could do
We're
that.
all gonna spend election night together. We're just gonna hang out. We're gonna talk a whole bunch of shit and probably smoke a bunch of pot. It'll be fun. So come fuck with us. Maybe we'll figure out who the president is. Maybe we won't, but we'll hang. Fuck it. Why not?
We'll find out. But
Yeah. Whatever our fate is, we'll fucking learn it together.
yeah, it was yeah, I was very surprised by how Mrs. Harris didn't get all prosecutor on him. You know,
Man, he tried. He was going there too.
she gave him that look a couple times. You know,
Mhm.
and then came back with something. She was very well prepared. You know, she heeded. You know what? Her responses were almost perfectly timed for
She's
her
very
2 minutes.
skilled, bro. She's
So
very skilled.
they asked questions. She knew she had 2 minutes, and she got out her talking points right away. And
She didn't let nobody push her around.
no, no, exactly. She stood firmer than Joe did last week
I mean, Joe did what
or
he
2 weeks
could,
ago, I
man.
should
But
say.
Joe did what he
Almost.
could, but I don't know what you can do to combat that outside of walking over and punching Trump in his fucking mouth. Like, he was just that belligerent. Where it's like you're just waiting for some sanity and order to be restored, bro. But nobody's fucking stopping this dude. You gotta go stick him in his shit. I seen people on Facebook rooting for that.
Yes,
Like in the moment. It's like, bro, go steal off them. I mean, okay.
Hey, it works. It's
I would definitely make it my profile pic.
everything was handled greatly. Like I couldn't ask for anything better, really. Like it wasn't a shit show. You know, you could actually her first question, the first one she answered was the longest amount of time without an interruption since the debate started. Right there, right out the bat, you know, this is
Right.
gonna be a different. This is gonna be a different show.
Well, Mike Pence, I mean, he did get a little out of pocket, but he really ain't that dude, man.
No,
Right?
he's not.
And that's why that even surprised me that he would even go there. I don't know if that was just a signal to Trump. Oh, I'm fighting. I don't know what that was about. It just didn't. I know it's not him. But it was a good debate.
Yeah.
It was very refreshing after what came before it. You know, it's a nice oasis of decency and exchanging of ideas before we go back into the fucking pits of despair.
Yes, and she made history tonight.
Yeah.
First female vice presidential candidate to debate.
I didn't know that we haven't had a Catholic president since JFK.
You know what? I was very surprised about that.
I had no idea that he would be the second Catholic president.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Not that it's really that relevant, but I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty much sums up the debate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, join us next Wednesday or next Tuesday night. No,
Wednesday night.
yeah, Wednesday night.
Stoner.
Yeah, Wednesday, 5 o'clock. We'll be going over the presidential debate. Then we'll get into some voting shit, and we're gonna touch on
what the fuck else will come between now and then.
we'll get into the grand jury recordings of the Breonna Taylor case. I like when Mrs. Harris was like, I think I'm the only one on the stage who was prosecuted. You know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
there was a couple times where it's like, you're not going to tell me about my shit. I respected that because I hate I hate a motherfucker that'll tell you about your shit.
And it's
like,
funny
how you
because
gonna tell me about what I
that's
know,
funny because
man?
Pence went to law school.
Yeah.
He went to law school.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the field like that.
Like exactly. He didn't do what she did.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in to the little excuse me, that's not Corona, that's Kush. Marorona.
Rob got the Rona Rob.
I got the Marorona. Like I said, next Wednesday, 5 p.m. You can catch me on my other shows. I don't know if we're doing a new link up this week, but you can go to YouTube.com, of course, and search Villain Radio Network. Hit that, subscribe. You can watch all our various shows, Unpopular Opinion, The Danger Zone, Villain Radio Show, and of course, White Devils Podcast. We will see you next week.
Subscribe to the channel.
Yes, and we're gonna have a custom URL soon for whatchamacallit, so it's easier for you guys to find. So you just go to it should be youtube.com/White Devils. Hopefully we could get that without putting a podcast on or something. So I like short URLs, but
Or we could make it WDP. Do the initials if we had to.
yeah, or White Devils Pod or something.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, guys.
See you next week.
Appreciate you.